Today we are going to delve into a new topic altogether, completely. Electric force between point charges. And we're going to take it from the angle, from the concept of Charles Coulomb. It was actually Charles Coulomb that investigated the nature and the magnitude of the force being exerted on 2-point charges. 2-point charges. That's what we're trying to do here. Because this concept allows us to understand the nature, look at it, the nature and magnitude of the force exacting on 2 small point charges. If we are to take 2 small point charges to be these small pieces of chalks in my hands, they are very small, but the distance separating them is so large. Then Charles was trying to investigate what could be the nature of the force being exacted on these 2-point charges, and how could the magnitude of such force be estimated. That's what Charles Coulomb was trying to do. And he came up with this idea between 1736 and then 1806. He said, no, if that is the case, if the distance between these 2-point charges were to be compared with their nature, with how small these 2-point charges were, it means the force exacting upon them is inversely proportional to the square of the distance separating them, but directly proportional to the products of the 2 charges, Q1 and Q2 respectively. That's what it means. And that is this. Alright? He didn't end it there. He went on to do something further. He said, yes, if that is the case, we can now represent this statement here. And this statement simply represents the inverse square law. And what does that mean? That the force exerting upon 2-point charges is inversely proportional to the square of the distance separating them, but directly proportional to the product of the charges Q1 and Q2. This is what Charles Coulomb came up with, and today it finds wide applications as far as electric force is concerned, and as far as science in general is concerned. All right? So with this concept, we can go a long way. What did he do? Having explained that this is the inverse square law, he went on to find a way to connect the two. The product of the 2 charges and the square of the distance separating them. He married them together. He married them together by this, using this relation. Okay? That is it. He said that force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance separating the 2 charges, and the directly proportional to the charges, to the product of the charges. How is this? But there is something here. We cannot use this to estimate the magnitude of the force. Or neither can we use this to estimate the nature of the force. Therefore, we need a connector. We need a link. And that link comes in by the time we introduce an equality sign, that is this, and a proportionality constant, K. Where K assumes certain amount of values. And K can be defined as this 1 all over 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught represents permittivity of free space. And by the time we substitute the value of pi, the value of the epsilon naught, we arrive at the concrete value of K, which is 9 times 10 raised to the power 9. And this is the SI unit. nm squared c minus 2 squared. That is it. C minus 2. Exponent that. At the end, we can now arrive at f equal to 1 over this, and all these you are having. So we have 4 relations. Relation 1, the inverse square law, that's the first one. Then the products of the two charges at this point combined to arrive at this, and we have a constant, a link connecting the two relations, and we have it at this point. We now estimate the value of k at this point and have it as this: 9 times 10 raised to the power 9 n squared c minus 2, and finally this. This is what electric force is all about. It has to do with force exacted on 2-point charges whose distance is far wide enough. All right? But at the same time, there is some amount of estimate in terms of the value and magnitude of such force. That's what we're trying to do here. By the time we apply this and then get the values of Q1 and Q2, take note of the distance separating them, we will now find the magnitude, the size. Magnitude means size of the force affecting these 2-point charges. From there, we'll also know the nature, whether it is attracting them or separating them. That's where we come in as attraction and repulsion. All right? Okay, so I've taken time to explain what electric force between 2-point charges is all about. If you have watched up to this moment, I want to thank you so much for your patience. And I want to let you know that many more of this content will come your way. Subscribe, thumbs up, push on the bell button for constant notification. And don't forget, before you go, share with your friends, networks, students, and parents who are interested in learning or in bringing this to their children who learn science subjects. Very, very important. And above all, try as much as you can to promote this channel. Subscribe. Come on, subscribe. That's the only thing you can do for a teacher like me. All right? Thank you so much. Thumbs up. Love you all as you come and belong. See you in my next class.